Hi everybody. In this video, let me just arrange this setup a little better. This wiring is very disturbing. Okay, so in this video, we're gonna talk about zero-day vulnerability. I'm really sorry, I know I'm late, but I was pretty busy. Then I had a lot of work. I was also tired. My hands were paining. I couldn't make a lot of videos, but yeah, I'm doing my best. So we're gonna talk about zero-day vulnerabilities. Zero-day vulnerability or zero-day attack refers to the security flaw, not flow, it's like flaw, weakness of the software for which no solution or patch is available. So for the weakness or the vulnerability, there is no solution or patch available yet. Okay, and the reason it is called zero day is because it's like the vulnerability is very fresh. It's like it's newly discovered, like very recently, like today, like now at this moment. So you can't even say I have known this weakness for many days and I know how to fix it, because it was recently discovered and maybe exploited by the exploited, and so there is no patch was discovered or identified, or even if there was a patch or solution, it has not been updated, let's say, right? So it is zero-day vulnerability. There is no solution or security patch for it yet, right? You don't have a solution to fix it, and before anyone could do anything, the weakness was identified and exploited, and the vulnerability exploited in many different ways. Actually, it could be sending a mail that contains a harmful link, downloading or installing harmful software on the target's computer. All these examples, right? I hope you understand why it is called zero-day vulnerability. Now I'm going to give you an example, a very recent example actually. It was an attack, zero-day attack on Microsoft Outlook Exchange server. And here attackers actually detected they identified the vulnerability or security weakness, and they got access to many email accounts, and they also, using that weakness, they were able to install other harmful software, and all other security principles also apply here. I'm going to actually upload another video about 8 security dimensions in computers, but in this case the steps they might have taken are very simple actually, right? So they might have so it could be like they steal the password to gain access to the server, right? Or it could be that they had a record of previous vulnerabilities. Those were previous vulnerabilities, and these vulnerabilities were also not discovered. These were undiscovered by the vendors. So hackers already had an understanding of how to crack them, and they used them as well and pretended to be genuine user of the system. Then they created a web shell, so the server was controlled remotely. For those of you who don't know what a web shell is, consider it like a script or a code that runs on the server, so that server can be controlled by the admins from another location. Okay, web shell is kind of like an interface for remote access. Like you're in a different country, but your system will show you an interface from where you can see the activities of a specific server in a different country. server is in a different country, I mean, right? So they might have done that, and then they can obviously steal data from the server network, install other malicious, harmful software. And not just that, there have been many such incidents, and so Microsoft updates are very quick now. They tend to immediately apply patches to the software. And if you use Microsoft operating system, you would have noticed even in your normal system as well, right? So to avoid or to prevent these kind of problems, what can be done? So the thing is, sometimes these vulnerabilities or weaknesses are identified after a software update, because when updates are made to a software, it's kind of, what is an update? There is certain kind of modification made to the software, right? So it could be that a new vulnerability is found in the software. So sometimes these are not identified after a software update and the new version. So to actually detect them before they are even released in the public, vulnerability scanning should be performed as soon as the software is ready. And sometimes even when weakness in the software is known to the vendor, but they don't have the patch yet, security patch, so they know there is weakness, but they don't have the security patch or security solution yet for that weakness. They try not to expose it. But obviously, one who tries will find a way to it. So vendors don't publicly announce the weakness, like why would they, right? And then they don't even have a patch to fix it or solution to fix it. So why bother telling anybody? And so another way to deal with it is to update the software with security patch the moment it is released, right? And other prevention measures could be to, those commonly discussed ways, such as using security solutions with advanced updates, firewalls, etc. Keeping yourself posted when it comes to best practices pertaining to these subjects, right? Keeping yourself updated, how certain, what are the trends, or what kind of viruses or what is going on in the cybersecurity world. Keeping yourself posted, right? So this is it about 0-day vulnerabilities. I hope you found it helpful. This was actually I received a query from a subscriber. So in the next video, I'm going to explain host protected area. Another query from a subscriber. I'm really glad that you send me those queries. So yeah, if you have any query, drop it in the comment, or you can send me an email. And if you like this video, give it a like, click that thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.